with Kaylia. So today we are going to be reading Bible stories for kids. Go back to Bethel. It's easy to let God slip. It's easy to forget to pray. It's easy to forget all the good things God has done for us, and to forgive too. Thank Him every day. It's easy to get so busy doing homework and playing video games and watch TV that pretty soon we don't have time for God. The funny thing is, even thought God has to run the entire universe. It always has time for us. God will never God would never sit and watch TV, then spend time with us. God has never God has never too busy playing video games. He would always rather be with us. We are the most important thing in the world of God. To God. That is true about it's easy to do stuff. And I think people travel around the world, the entire universe. And yeah, so
Don't leave the paper in front of your face. Leave it down.
so now here's our second page with our story today.
Go more to the middle. There you go.
Yeah.
Go more to the microphone. Move more down to the microphone.
Right here?
Yeah.
But so many times we let other things become more important than God. That's why that's what happened to Jacob. One day, and so one day God called out to Jacob. Jacob, I want to pull up the skates of your tents again. Take your wives and your children, to all of your sheep and goats and cattle, and go back to Bethel. Bethel, Bethel, why Bethel? Jacob kept asking himself, and then he remembered. Bethel was a place where he camped one night and used a rock for a pillow. Remember, I forgot that. Jacob had dreamed there. God let him see other part of the world that we never see. That's where Jacob saw a stairway going to heaven with the angels of God coming and going to earth. Then Jacob woke up next morning. He had made a promise to God. I said he said to God, God, if you will be with me and get me safely back home, then I will be my God. But that was many years ago. Jacob looked around his tents now. Looking around his tents, we don't probably know about looking at the tents. So now I'm gonna be excused. Let's read more. And he saw golden statues around the place. There were statues of gods. His neighborhoods whispered, being worshipped. Somehow, little by little, one by one, Jacob and his family had brought these statues into their tents, and now they were everywhere. In that moment, Jacob realized that he had let all the things other people think are important become more important than God. How foolish of me! And so that very day, and so that very day, Jacob and his family dug a hole in the ground, and they dumped into all the worthless things, and they take over themselves. They pulled up the skates of their tents, and they returned to Bethel. If you remember, Bethel means the. Okay, I just want to say about to worship. Okay, now let's get to our conclusion with our story today. Place where God lives. Jacob and his family came back to God. When they got there, Jacob found a pile of stones that he had set up to remind of him of the promise he had made to God. Just then, God said to him, Jacob, I am here. I am here, Jacob said. Jacob, I have not forgotten the promise I made to you and your father Isaac,
Isaac.
Isaac, and to your father's father Abraham. Remember, you shall be Israel. Your children will be as many as the stars in the sky. And from you will come kings, and I am giving you a good land, the promised land, which you will possess forever. But this wasn't just a promise to Jacob. It is a promise to us too. One day a king would be born from Jacob's family. He will be the King of Kings, and the land that he would rule forever. That king is Jesus, and he will be our king, and we will live with him forever in heaven. That is God's promise to us, and never forgets his promise. Okay, thank you for watching Go Back to Bethel.